West side, compo, let's it's him. It's him, compo, let's compo, let's west side, compo, let's west side, compo, let's west side, compo, let's S-U-R-E-N-O, compo, S-U-R-E-N-o. If don't know now, you know K-A-M-P-O-L-E-R-O. Compo, S-U-R-E-N-o. Tonight is definitely a late night. Compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's
Radio. Tonight is definitely a late night. What's up, homies? How's everybody doing? You know what I mean? What's up? Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to the haters. Shout out to the trolls. Shout out to all of you. And here we go. So this is oh my God. This is what I wanted to get into today. What I wanted to talk about is, you know, every time you think you've got it bad, just know that someone else out there's got it worse. And I just seem to have quite a few homies / cellies of mine, whatever, that have got like the shit into the stick for like a really bad like deal in life or whatever. And you know, and I was thinking about one, and then that reminded me of another homie, that reminded me of another celly, that reminded. So I'll probably go into like the bad shit happens chronicles to people, when life sucks chronicles. You know what I mean? I don't know what to call it, but either way, excuse me. Either way, I had a celly from Inglewood, and he that was like, I've known him for quite some time, and I know him from the streets, because our hoods, they get along. Inglewood and my hood and Via, like, we play football together. You know what I mean? We've like, but they'll show up like 100 deep, and we'll show up like 30. They'll have like first string, second string, third string, special teams. You know what I mean? We're playing like every fucking position. You know what I mean? And so they smash us. But it's all, I know him from that. I know him. I've been in holding. Oh shit! I passed my spot. I've been in holding tanks with them and so forth. You know, county jail. So the homie from Inglewood, I've known for quite some time. You know what I mean? And but I hadn't seen him in years. So so next thing you know, I'm in High Desert. My original celly had went out for I don't know what he was doing. Actually, I think that maybe he went to have surgery or something on his leg. But who cares, right? So the point being is, I didn't have a celly for like a day or two, and then the cell door cracks open, bam, in High Desert, and lo and behold, is my boy from Inglewood. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh hell no! I went out, gave him a big old hug and shit, and then when he walks out, I look at him. What the fuck? He's on your neck, and he's got stitches because his neck was cut. Wow! And he used to say "City of Champions," and fucking it was opened up. It's down stitches, and I was like, whoa! You got Lucy, you got some explaining to do, right? So he's like, yeah, I know. Sit down, like, but don't trip. It's all good. Now I'm like, so what happened? Now I'm gonna tell you the homo story and shit, and it's fucked up. I mean, this dude, he got like a bad deal. It's like forever. So I'm gonna back it up about a year before that, right? And give or take. He was sitting in the cell wherever he was at, and the you know, COs or captain or sergeant or whoever it would be came to his cell door and said, hey, we need you to come downstairs, come into our office. because there's a phone call for a phone call, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? I ain't gonna talk to you, dude. He's like, man, you got me fucked up. I ain't going anywhere. They go, no. It's important. You need to come out, and there's a phone call for you. He goes, fuck that, man. I ain't leaving this cell. Fuck that shit. And then they tell him it's your sister on the phone. And he's like, my sister? Why would my sister be on the phone? They're like, you need to just come take that call. So he's like, fuck. So he goes out, and he was doing like 17 years at the time or something like that. I don't remember. But so he goes out to his sister's on the phone. She's crying. His dad was just killed. Well, he was really, really close with his dad. Like, you know, not everybody has them relationships. Mine is like how mine is, but some people, like, you know what I mean, they're really close with certain parents. You know, like his dad was like his boy too. You know what I mean, like that. So it not that it wouldn't be sad to lose a parent, but it's different when you're really close with them. You know what I mean? So he was really close with his dad. So it was basically it was a big deal. So he was crushed when he found out that his dad was gone. He was like, well, it took him a long time. I don't know if he ever got over it. Excuse me 1 second. Michelada. So back to the story. So what happened was, well, his dad was murdered, and senseless. I can't say senselessly. He was murdered and for no reason. His dad was kicking at a bar. I just having just a beer, his regular watering hole where he frequented quite a lot. He doesn't bother. He just sat in the corner, just mind his business, having a beer. And there's I'm yawning, by the way. Excuse me. Well, there was this cat, right? That he was in there. Some random fucking dude that's not from around there, acting all stupid, drank too much, acting crazy. So they kicked him out. They told him, you need to leave the bar. He's like, man, fuck you, man, fuck you. Whoop. They're like, you're 86, you're not allowed back in here. Get out of our bar. He goes, you think I give a fuck? I give a fuck. That fool started acting all crazy and irate and shit. And then as he's walking out, he's getting louder, like, just leave. He goes, man, you don't know who the fuck you're fucking with. And he just, as he's walking out the door, he pulled a strap out. Everyone's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, this, we don't want to prawns, just fucking leave. And he's like, you think I don't give a fuck? I sure I don't give a fuck. And just random. He just, like, looked left, right, and he looked down, and there was a man. And there's a man just sitting there, just minding his business, drinking a beer in the corner, just by the door. That's the one he chose. He's like, man, you think I give a fuck? Boop. And domed him. You know what I mean? Shot him right, just killed him right there. I mean, unalived him right there in the spot. That was the homie's dad from Inglewood. And it's not cool, you know what I mean? So when that happened, you know, dude took off. Well, he got caught. He got caught, you know, and that was that, fighting this case. Well, so when my old celly, when he found this news out, he was like, well, he devastated, you know? And so about a year now, let's forward about a year. Well, one thing that he did that I used to talk shit about was he got involved in the politics and shit. And I used to tell him, man, you need to like chill for that shit, you know what I mean? Plus he was bringing in work, you know, he was moving some dope and caught up in the politics. So it was like hot money, hot dope kind of shit, you know? And he had someone, you know, of course, that he was taking care of and so forth. But the thing is, I told him, man, you're only heading for trouble. You know, it takes a special type of person to even, you got to be on point to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Politics, dope, you know what I mean? Like, it's a dangerous game. You know what I mean? I'll just leave it at that. And you guys know what I'm talking about. So he did that. He had his lady, his wife, whatever. She was bringing him shit and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, when he had got to High Desert, right? There was a dude, the Llavero approached him, and word came back that, you know, that Mo Shelly that he hit, you know what I mean? So he told him, like, hey, I heard you get the blah, 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 blah. You know, we get you know what time it is, I get a third or whatever. We need a third for the yard. And he's like, with all due respect, Charlie, he's like, I don't gotta give you shit. You know what I mean? I'll give you a little bit. I'll break you off out of respect, but But like you ain't got, oh, we gotta take this guy, and that guy. He said, nah, man. He goes, I already take care of someone direct. And then he gave him the wheeler that said who he was, and it was from that person, you know what I mean? Saying that he already takes care of someone direct, so he's not to be taxed, you know what I mean, at all, of giving this third. But like I said, I'll give you a little something for yourself, but nah, I'm already taking care of someone, bro. And this cat's like, well, let me see that. So he came back to, I don't know, we'll say a day or two, I don't know how long later, and he tells excuse me, oh God, I don't know where he got to come from. Sorry. He came back, right? A little bit later, and what time is it? Okay, and he told him like, "Hey, fool, that shit's bunk. That we lost bunk. That you still gotta pay." And he's like, "What? What the fuck?" He goes, "Man, I'm trying to make it. Well, shit wasn't right." Well, the thing is, that dude was lying. The motherfucker wasn't. The dude was a snake, straight up fucking snake, right? And so, hold on a second. My fucking name badge is fucking bothering me and shit. Anyways, what the fuck? Anyways, whatever. So the point being, he told him like, nah, that shit, this and that, and the homie said like, nah, man, you got me fucked up. It's like I ain't giving you shit. So he goes, if that's it, all right, cool. Fool walks away. The llavero. My old celly turns to his celly at the time and he says, hey, bro, check it out. This fool's a fucking, he's no good. He's a snake. He's up to something. They're probably gonna approach you and tell you to hit me. And he goes, if that happens, don't do it. Cause I'm telling you right now that you'll be fucking up, dog, because that fool's making a bad call. He goes, wow, man, how do you know that blah, 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 that you're gonna do it? Fucking shit. Hold on. I got a phone call. Pause. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My bad. You know, can't stop the phone from ringing. Well, I guess I can, but you know I can't. So what happened was, he let his celly know they'll probably approach you to hit me, and he's like, nah, man, like fucking, I won't do blah blah blah, whatever. And he said, I'm just saying, but he's like, don't, because he goes, I'm not wrong. I do have someone vouching for me. I mean, that I'm taking care of. Sorry about that and stuff. And then, so one thing led to another. A couple of days pass, and he's on the basketball court, right? And he goes and he grabs the ball and he goes down like that, like wow, like with the ball, like fighting for the ball, right? Then he noticed everybody skedaddled, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he knew something was wrong. As soon as he seen, like, he looked, everybody's gone. He's like that. And then he felt it, fucking, with a tuna can, you know, tuna, because back in the day, we used to get, like, you get in your packages, canned foods and stuff, so he got his, people sending tuna, so with the tuna, get a tuna can lid, and fold it in half, then make a fucking handle, and now you got a sharp ass weapon. Well, that's what he got hit with. He used to say City of Champions right here, but that dude just like, got him. And guess who it was? Dum, 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 dum. It was a celly, just like he said, right? So when he got hit, but it wasn't fucking lethal. He didn't hit the jugular, but he opened him up nasty though, right? So when he did that, he got up and he like swung, and that fool like kept like trying to combat him, and then the homies told that fool hit him, was like, walk away, fool, you made it. I mean, you got away with it, fool, walk away. And that fool kept trying to like be all like noticeable and tell, basically they tell on himself. He was trying to front himself off because he wanted to get caught, because if you don't get caught, that means you're not, because when you get caught, it puts you down as enemies. So you won't be on the yard with that guy again. But if you don't get caught, that means they're going to be walking the yard together. And he was like, fuck that. That fool wanted to get caught. So he kept on doing that. But the homie kept telling him, hey, you know what? Walk away, motherfucker. Walk away. And then when the other homies noticed that, he noticed them noticing, he didn't want to feel stupid. So he did. So he threw his shit and he walked away. And so he got away with it. At that point, I mean, he was still bleeding like severely, so he walked up to the gunner or whatever, and he was like pointing at he didn't tell, they want him to fucking, what happened? He was like, nothing happened, but he didn't rat on anybody, but he had to get the medical assistance, because I guess he was just fucking losing a lot of blood. So they took him. He refused to say anything, so they put him in the hole. They threatened to keep him GP, and he's like, yeah, well, I want to be general population. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing wrong, you know. So that was that. So, but they were so mad that he didn't rat on anybody. He had to go to the hole. They kept him in the hole for a short period of time. I don't know exactly how long, but he was in the hole. As soon as he got to the hole, of course, he had to explain himself to the homies what happened, because you see the motherfucker coming in the shit cut. So he explained. They ran a check, they ran a make or whatever, and it all came back good. So he was good to go. So back to program as usual. But at this point, he's in the hole in that seg. Now, he's already had a rough start. I mean, he came in, he found out his dad was killed. It was, that's hard to swallow, of course, and he now he got, for no reason, got his fucking neck fucking sliced open and shit, almost died. You know what I mean? And he didn't even do nothing wrong. So that's the luck this guy has. Well, trip on this. Well, he's in the hole. Some new dude rolled up, and he was, everybody's like talking about who's that, whatever, right? Well, what ended up happening was, fuck this. You take this stupid tag off, man. It's bothering the shit out of me. So what ended up happening was that, he gets word, because, they ask who's that, whatever. Well, word gets back to the homie that I was set up with, or that showed up with me, that dude that just ended up in the hole was the dude who killed his dad. Trip on that shit. So the one well, excuse me, I don't even know if we can even say that. The one who unalived his dad, that's who was there. That motherfucker was there. And he was like, what the fuck? Oh, so it was on. He was allowed to do some personal shit. And so he was just all he was nervous and excited at the same time, just because, because what are the chances of that, right? Well, what happened was, so when he's told everybody, don't say nothing, you know what I mean? He wanted to dope feed him. He wanted to fucking just not give him a chance and just just cut that boy up, take flight, whatever, you know what I mean? Not take flight, more than that, but he didn't want it to be a fair fight. He didn't give his dad a fair fight. Why would he give this motherfucker a fair, you know what I mean? Excuse me, that dude didn't give his dad a fair fight or a fair chance. So he figured that fool don't deserve one either, right? And the homies agreed with him. So that was that. Yard time came, right? He goes to yard and he walks up to it. I guess, and he had a fucking blade on him. He had a navaja, a razor blade. He had it hidden somewhere, in his, up in his nose or somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but he had it somewhere, right? And my old Shelly. So he goes out to yard and he walks up to dude and he's like, hey, Holmes, and dude's like, what's up? And he's like, hey, what do they call you, dog? And because he wanted to get his name, all that shit. What do they call you, dog? And stuff. Where you from? What's up? This is so-and-so from so-and-so, you know? And so, or he walked up to him and said, this is so-and-so from so-and-so, mingle or whatever. Hey, what do they call you, dog? And before the dude, while the homie's waiting for the answer, he's like, yeah, whatever. The dude acted like he was gonna answer him, and just bam, just cracked the homie, my homie Shelly, cracked him, and just took flight on him. Fucking, he didn't even get a chance to fucking he's just trying to defend himself now. I think when he hit him, the blade, I don't know if he lodged in his nose more or what the fuck happened to the blade. He couldn't fucking he couldn't find it. His face was fucked up, and then he just went in, engaged, and they start going heads up, and then boom, down. They stopped it. So basically, he didn't get his money. Someone tipped that motherfucker off and told him, hey, you know that dude up there? So this scandalous motherfucker, backstabbers. Someone told him, warned him and said, hey, that's the dude's son right there. Somehow the dude knew. So he didn't even give him a chance. He played the role whatever. So the homie said, hey, what you think? He wanted him to say who he was and all that before he fucking sliced him up. And he said, hey, what do they call you? Bang, he just gets hit. Because that motherfucker was on top of it. He's like, fuck that. So that was that. Now guess what? They're enemies. Those two. You know what I mean? So that was his only time. He'll never get another chance again in his life to get at this fool. He won't be with them on the yard or nothing. And so that's that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's fucked up. So the dude who fucking unalived his dad, he had a shot and he fucking blew it. You know what I mean? So that happened, right? Next thing you know, he shows up and now he's Marcelli, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he tells me all this shit. Everything worked out, like came up like how it's supposed to and shit, right? And so that was that. We fucking time passed and shit. Lockdown. Next, how much time is this, anyways? This shit gonna get long, probably. But anyways, I'm about to go home, right? I'm about to go home. My parole date's coming up. I mean, like really close, like next week. And this fool comes back from yard. He's all fucking pissed off, right? He's all mad. And I'm like, what's the matter, fool? And he's like, man, that motherfucker who sliced my neck, he's here on the yard. Don't forget, they weren't enemies. They weren't. So he got, for whatever reason, he ended up on our yard. And as soon as they crossed paths, that Marcelli's like, yeah, you know what time it is, fool. Next yard, bring your shit. I'm gonna bring mine. I'm going at it with fucking Fierro. And the dude's like, wait, all scared, trying to break it down. He's like, hey, don't even fucking try, bro. And he's like, you ain't gotta say it's on. Bring it or don't. I'm bringing mine. It's a wrap. And he's like, well, I was just doing what I was told to do. No, so next yard comes, me and this fool both strapped up. And he's like, nah, Miles, you ain't doing that. You're going home next week. I don't give a fuck, bro. I got you. So we ended up going to the yard. And us two walking that way, about to get this cat. Guess what? There was like 20 motherfuckers coming our way. And it was like the Llavero, 20 homies or more. I don't know how many, but it was a bunch. And then that fucking little punk behind them all pissing on himself. He didn't want the smoke. He didn't want nothing. Well, the Llavero approaches us and hey, what's up? I'm not with you. So, well, what's up? Oh, blah, 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 blah. All that, you know, the pleasantries and the handshakes and all that whoop-de-whoops and stuff. Well, to out. So, first thing he said is, you just put it away. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, homie. You ain't gonna touch the homie right here, the camarada. And he's like, what? Nah, fuck that. It's gonna happen. And it's personal, so there's nothing you can do. He said, no, there is. It ain't personal. The thing is, he said, the homie he's obeying orders. Even though that dude who made the call, he ain't no good no more. Actually, they took care of him. And I believe he was even unalive, to tell you the truth, but I'm not 100% sure. The one who made the fucking snake guy in the beginning. But anyways, that's not the point. But this dude's acting on orders. That's all they said. It ain't his fault. I mean, it wasn't personal. And the homie was like, nah, fuck that. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna get this motherfucker and stop. Just get out of my way. You know what I mean? Step to the side. And then they threw they had a trump card or what they say, a hidden ace, hidden spade or something. You know what I mean? Because what they threw at him, they go, man, that's fucked up. What kind of isn't that you go and you do that to your homie? You do that to Mouse right here? He goes, do what to Mouse? He goes, fuck up his whole career. Homie's solid, and I'm standing right there, by the way. Because homie's solid. He goes home like next week, and you're gonna go and you're gonna fuck up his whole career, everything, because your pride. That's crazy. I thought you had love for this fool. Because I do. That's my boy. And they're like, well, put it this way. We already know he's got your back. So when you go to do what you got to do with the cat right here, off the top, letting you know, it's a wrap for you. You wrecked. You just wrecked. And then I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna green light you, and you're gonna get got. And I know the homie Mouse right here. I already know he got your back. So then him backing you up, that's gonna fuck him off. So is that really what you want to do? Is it because you're fucking pride or whatever? You know what time it is. You know how it works. And so then he goes, I'm gonna let you sleep on that one, bro. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, that's a fact. That's gonna happen. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's all pissed off. Needless to say, nothing happened. So we go back in. He's even more mad. What's the matter, dog? He's like, man, fuck it. I said, man, let's go get that fool. Let's go get him. And he's like, nah, I'm good. So he didn't do it. He didn't do it because he wanted me to go home. I was already maxed out, but he didn't want me to get like a DA, whatever. So that's why he didn't do it. He didn't. He bit his tongue, and that was that. So another fucking like shitty raw deal, right? So I get out. When I get out, it wasn't much long. He would call. He'd talk to my ex, whatever. I didn't care. Like they would be laughing and shit. I'd be coming back from work and like, what the fuck? And it was cool. You know what I mean? And we kept in touch. And for a little while, the one day he just fell off, and that was it. It was over. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was looking him up, nothing. And I like kind of gave up. You know what I mean? He was on Facebook, social media, nothing. Well, years and years passed, and I knew about the time he should have got out. I still never seen nothing, heard nothing from him, couldn't find him. That shit was crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I didn't look too hard, but I looked, you know what I mean? And he never got at me, and it was just out of nowhere. So I'm like, that's crazy. Sure enough, look, about 20 years later, about 20 fucking years later, I get this random crazy Facebook fucking notification message saying, hey, who was this mountain or whatever? And it was him. Like 20 years later. And this isn't long ago. This is when I had moved up north. I just moved back down for about 3.5 years from my job. And so, yeah, I moved up north, and so, I don't know, this was a few years ago from now, okay? So he gets at me, and he's like, oh, what the fuck is you? Really? Yeah, fool. Oh, my God, I missed you, fool, for a long time. We have a lot to catch up on, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. And that's where you living at. He's like, I live in Stockton. Well, that's too bad. I live so far, we don't get to see each other. I won't be able to see you for a while. I said, bullshit. Stockton? Oh, that's cool. I said, I moved up to Sacramento recently. And he's like, bullshit, dog. And I go, no, I did. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, that's crazy. I said, I'm doing a job. I happen to be doing a job in Stockton. I really was. And he's like, nah, man, nah, something's up, dog. What's the matter? What's up with you, dog? What did you hear? What did you hear? He said, I'm like, what? Like, huh? I go, red flag, what the fuck is this? What did you say? What did you hear? He go, man. So long story short, we meet up. Because I'm doing a job right there. We meet up. See him, fucking, look nothing like the same. Big old fat ass now and shit. I'm like tripping out. Like, what the fuck? And, I don't know, we prayed. She's gonna give me a little hug and shit. We talked, start catching up. And then, I didn't want to ask him really at the time, like, well, how you just disappeared, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck ever happened? But I knew whatever it was might be coming. So I had a room with, of course, with 2 beds and shit, you know what I mean, side by side. Because I was working, technically, he wasn't out of town, but my old boss, he was out of town. It's only 45 minutes, but he had a room out there that because I was working out there, and it was a dope ass room. And he told me, hey, you crash out here, dog. I don't want to live where he was staying at. It was nasty. It was nasty. I didn't like it. I was like, no. But I told him, hey, man, there's another extra bed right there. Crash out right there. We get catch up, get fucking faded, you know what I mean? Whatever. Do a couple bumps, fucking, you know what I mean? Drink some beer, whatever, dog. And he's like, I talked him into it. He was real. It wasn't easy. I was surprised. Like, why would it be so hard to talk him into just going hanging out? But that should have been another red flag. But anyways, he did. And so we're in there and we're kicking it and just, shooting the shit. And then it got quiet because I'm on the phone with my lady and shit, just like texting or something. The lady I have today. And out of nowhere, I guess the awkward silence, I guess. He goes, I'm glad it's you. I go, what? He's like, I'm glad they chose you. And I'm like, the fuck you talking about? You high or what? And he's like, nah, man, seriously, I'm glad it's you, dog. He goes, you always been my boy. He goes, I got love for you, man. And if they're going to send anybody to take me out, I'm glad it's you. And I go, what the fuck? The fuck you talking about? You crazy motherfucker. First of all, no one sent anybody anywhere. And why would you even think that? And he goes, well, I'm telling you, I know you with the business. I know you do this and that. I know how you are. I know you're still active in righteous standards and all that shit. And now I'm really like, whoa. I mean, like, first of all, yes, I am, but what are you talking about? And then it came out. And then he told me, like, right after I left, not too long, whatever, he got caught up in more political shit, and he got twisted up with some situation, and it wasn't, he didn't rat or nothing, just it was a drug power fucking struggle something, and he ended up getting booked. They booked him like fucking 40 times. They stabbed the shit out of him to kill him, and he said they stabbed him like 40 something times, right? I'm not gonna answer it. And so anyways, what happened? Oh my God, man. So I'll get it in a second. But so what happened was, yeah, he got caught up in the mix, and they ended up stabbing. They crossed him up, stabbed the shit out of him 40-something times. And at that point, he had enough. He already got his neck cut for no reason. He'd been stabbed, almost killed for no reason, for some bullshit. So yeah, he checked in. He went S&Y, and that's why he stopped communicating. And sure enough, here we are having this conversation, and he thought I was there to take him out. How crazy is that? I'm like, my boy, it ain't like that at all. Well, the next day came, morning time, I went to work. He went his way. He called me up, hey, when are you going to come back, dog? I'm going to see you, man. I see you in a while. And then I'm like, yeah, we'll get together. And one day led to the next, one day led to another, one day led to another. Sure enough, he called one day. He was like bugging almost, right? But like, I was real busy. And he's like, all right, I get it. And I'm like, no, I didn't like that. I'll tell you what, on my way back from work tomorrow, I'm actually gonna be passing that way. I'll stop. All right? And she's like, all right, fuck it, cool. You promise? I go, yeah. The next day comes, whatever. I do my job. I call him throughout the day just to tell him, like, hey, fool, I'm gonna stop by today. Don't trip. He didn't answer. I called him all day, like almost till I got off of work. He didn't answer. Finally, I got off work. I drove his way. Called him again. The motherfucker. I even left messages talking shit. Like, oh, you act like a little crybaby bitch because I wasn't answering your shit. Now you're doing the same thing. Fool, I'm exiting the freeway right now. Answer your phone. He wasn't answering. Something weird. I felt something weird. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get back on. So I got back on the fucking freeway. I never went to his path. I got off and got back on. I said, look, I don't know what it is, but if I just got back on the freeway. If you get this message, fucking call me in the next 5-10 minutes. I'll turn around. He didn't call. I'm like, fuck. So I made it back to Sacramento, to my spot, and went in there, and then turned on some music and some fucking song that me and him used to clown. He used to love that song and dance to and shit. Acted like a goofball. Came on, and it was like a fun memory. So I sent him a text message. I said, hey, fool, you remember that fucking song? Da, 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 da. And I was like, it's on right now. I was just thinking about you, man. You're a fool. And then I got a thumbs up text. Thumbs up, right? I'm like, all right, cool. The next day, I'm driving in the work truck. I don't know what part of work, after work, before work, I don't remember. But I get a phone call from his sister. And his sister, and I go, hello, what's up? And his sister said, hey, I was looking through my brother's phone contacts, and I seen that you're one of the last people he had talked to. And so I guess you knew my brother. And I was like, what? Know your brother? Knew your brother. I know your brother. What are you talking about? Why are you talking about in the past tense? Like if he's like if he's dead or something. And then and then there was no answer. And then I get a text message, and I click on it, and it's from his sister. And there's a picture of him with wings, angel wings and shit. Rest in peace, see you in the skies, the heavens above, or whatever it said. I don't remember. And yeah, he was, and then I called, what the fuck? The fuck, is this a joke? I mean, I was just talking to him just yesterday. And she said, he's dead. He's dead. And I'm like, nah, I don't buy that. And I was like, when? He died yesterday. And I was like when yesterday? She said, yeah, yesterday morning. And they found him. And I was like, so have you had his phone since then? She goes, no, I just picked it up today. I go, that don't make any sense. And she goes, why? I go, because I got a text message last night from him giving me a thumbs up. Are you sure that no one has his phone? She goes, no one touched his phone. So I got a text message from this cat, and I still have it to this day. After he's already passed away. Ain't that about a bitch, huh? That's crazy. So he's gone. And I'm just gonna end it with that. He's gone. And what the fuck, right? Dad killed, was in prison, gets his neck sliced open, he gets stabbed 40 fucking something times, he fucking, all that shit, you know what I mean? Dad gets killed, already said that, you know, and he dies, and he was a good dude. I don't know how in the fuck he got dealt that deck of cards, but it's fucked up. Anyways, with that, I'm gonna end this. Shout out to you guys. A moment of silence for the homie, and I'm gonna drink one on Inglewood. Everybody up there, stay up, stay safe, and take care. My love and respect to all you. You know what to do. Radio tonight is definitely a late night. Dale gas.